Wow, welcome back to the channel. All right, so Tom Homan, Trump's pick for border czar, seems to be playing no games. 0 games detected here. He's telling Chicago and its mayor and governor, listen, you could get down or you can lay down, and I don't see a futon. Okay, so let's jump into this video and see what's said.
He's been the only Democrat that's willing to work with this administration as a mayor. Chicago resisting, LA resisting, and it looks like Tom Homan has accepted the invitation from Mayor Adams to have a meeting today to talk about what they're going to do once he takes office.
Right. We're not asking for a lot.
No.
We're asking for access to criminals.
That's right.
And the detainers honored. Give ICE a chance. By the way, I thought it was a great, Robert Holden, a Democrat from Queens, said if you want to show that, Mayor Adams, talk is great, but if you want to show that you're sincere, set up the ICE office at Rikers again. Because they closed it down because they don't want to let.
He's also considering. Eric Adams is also considering getting rid of the sanctuary city status.
That's right. So Tom Homan, pictured right there, is going to be meeting with the mayor of New York. It's interesting. On Monday night, Tom Homan was at an event, and he revealed. We know that the deportation plan, on a wide scale. You know what American city they're going to start in? They're going to start in Chicago. He was a guest Monday night at a holiday party for Law and Order PAC. This is one of the quotes, according to CBS in Chicago. Tom Homan said, Chicago's in trouble because your mayor sucks and your governor sucks. And so he said it's going to start in Chicago right after the inauguration. And Homan asked the mayor, Mayor Johnson, and Governor Pritzker to come to the table and help with the biggest deportation in history. And here's the other quote. He said, if your mayor doesn't want to help, he can step aside. There's Johnson right there. But if he impedes us, Tom Homan said, if he knowingly harbors or conceals an illegal alien, I will prosecute him. So that's new. Now Tom Homan is suggesting if these people in the sanctuary cities do impede the federal government, he's going to press charges.
Well, you can't harbor.
Well, and it should not have to come to this, folks. Like, let's be honest here. This should not have to come to a place where the federal government has to arrest or prosecute city officials, mayors, or state officials, governors, or whoever. This is simple. It is against the law for someone to enter the country illegally. You cannot have someone enter the country illegally and have anybody harbor them, let alone an official government or city official. That's insane. Like, there's having a heart for people, and then there's being stupid. And this is going to cross the line where it's going to be stupid. The liberal media is going to try to turn this into a Trump's mighty iron fist is coming down on Americans. And this is retribution from Trump being prosecuted in the past. They're going to spin it and spin it and spin it. And it's okay. You know why? Because the American people don't care anymore. You can spin it, or they can try to spin it as much as they want. The American people are tired. They don't care how it gets done at this point. It just needs to get done. The border is a mess, and people just want it fixed by any means necessary at this point. When Trump first ran for office in 2016, he said he wanted to build a border wall, and it was going to cost, I forgot what was, like $6 billion, $8 billion or something. And everybody looked at him and said, are you out of your mind? Where's that money going to come from? Fast forward only a couple years later, and I want you to tell me how much money we've given to Ukraine. Suddenly, there's infinite money to be had when it's time to go overseas. There's always infinite money when it's time for something overseas, and there's never money when there's time for something on the home front or for Americans. And it ends today.
For felons.
No,
you can't. There's already a federal statute, and that's all they're saying right now is that when we come to pick them up, they're already in custody, right? Or they're already in a certain community. The residents are upset. Just let us just get out of the way.
Proof from the residents themselves. Listen to them speaking out against their mayor. Watch.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, you took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Or when you took an oath, was it only intended to fight for the 10th and 14th Amendments regarding illegal aliens?
We don't want illegals in our community. We don't want migrants terrorizing our own people. And to have y'all sit up here and say we have to accept $70 million being given to them when you got black people who are already struggling and need help. It is a disgrace.
All people. And that, by the way, we could have played 12 of these.
Yeah. No.
So the people agree with Tom.
Well, and you could see in that wide shot, you could see that some people were wearing, you could see red shirts. You know what the red shirt said? Chicago flips red. So essentially, he's getting in. Let me just finish this up. So essentially, those people who are showing up are suggesting, okay, you don't listen to me. Just remember, politics have consequences, and we could flip this town red, which would be rare.
I'm so glad this is their message, finally, because you've been to Chicago how many times?
I mean,
Gianno Caldwell's brother was killed there, and it's very dangerous already. The money needs to go to the residents. It doesn't need to go to the illegals.
Well, Ainsley, and when I was there a few months ago, they're showing this now. We're showing this now, but we covered this leading up to the election.
Yeah.
They have shut down schools of kids. In the community, they said they didn't have any money for it. And then they reopened them.
To shut them down?
Well, they shut them down because the city said, here's the airport. They said, we don't have any money to fund this school or this community center. But then they reopened them, found the money magically for the illegals there. Yeah. Y'all remember when I was in there as well? Yeah. I was outside of one of the holding facilities. There's drug bags.
They shut down schools that American citizens, kids, are supposed to. Let me be honest with you. It'd take a lot of work and an act of God for Chicago to flip red. Is it possible? Anything's possible these days. But I will tell you, it's going to be hard. Chicago is a liberal, democratic stronghold. With the exception of like California and New York, Chicago is the democratic final boss, okay? So to flip that city red, it would truly mean that Democrats have basically just dropped all the balls, and because the city has been blue so long and it's been held by Democrats for so long that it would really be an undertaking. Can it be done? Yes. And I just think that there's probably more that needs to happen or be done before you can take it serious, like Chicago flipping red. But I like the quote, and I might even get me a shirt. My family's from Chicago, so I would love to, give me a Chicago flips red shirt. But let's see what the rest of this says.
Outside of the place where they clearly have some type of illegal substance there. And the residents have been crying out for help for a long time, and the mayor is still giving a backhand.
I know. Why is the mayor doing that? He's not listening to the people.
But you know what's interesting is that the people he thinks he's representing, he doesn't understand. He's going by an old playbook. He thinks that if I go to the bat for inner city America or for minorities in my city, I'm going to make the hard decision against the law enforcement. But law enforcement and his people actually agree he's the impediment.
Yes.
So is the Denver mayor the impediment.
Yeah.
Denver has fallen apart, crushing on its own weight. Per capita, more illegals, more immigrants than even New York City. And all this mayor cares about, I'm going to fight for my people. Do you understand that your people are asking you to get out of the way?
And he once agreed. Yeah. He told us in an interview that they're at their breaking point. Right. Magically, when Donald Trump is elected, then he turns back to the same old thing. Yeah. So you can't just resist because it's Trump. You got to do what your people are asking you to do.
And the Chicago people are simply saying, look, you're spending too much money on the migrants. And you know what? You know what I think the people of Chicago would like? A Department of Government Efficiency.
How long is
they need a Doge in Chicago.
Do you all know how long he's in office?
Well, he just got
it.
He's like a year ago?
He's like a year, 2.5 years, I would say. I'd say also they are in the red.
They got to get it right. They got to get it right in Chicago. They continue to elect these individuals that aren't common sense.
And that's why Tom Homan is starting in Chicago.
The crazy thing is he was second, and they had the runoff, and he ends up winning because he consolidated with
Chicago reminds me of New York. Remember, they were great cities, great cities. I still love New York. Y'all know I love New York, but it's different.
Chicago's beautiful.
Chicago was a clean mini New York. I used to always say I love to go visit my college friends in Chicago. But now we're hearing all these stories of how, Carly, Carly used to live.
And guys, the problem with Mayor Johnson in this situation, in my opinion, is this. He's suffering from the condition that all Democrats suffer from. And that is pretentiousness and self-righteousness. See, he's doing the thing I always talk about. He's trying to govern from the top down instead of govern from the bottom up. Meaning, he's trying to tell the people of Chicago what should be done and what should not be done, and where the money should go and where it shouldn't go. He's trying to rule. He's trying to rule over them. A good politician, a good leader, listens to the people, and they are governed from the bottom up. Meaning, I am elected to take what you want into office, and that is my mandate. This is nothing new for Democrats. This is the entire mindset they all have. Kamala Harris, Mayor Johnson, Obama. I mean, it doesn't matter. The mayor of Denver, they all feel like they're more morally superior and right than you. They're more virtuous than you. So they make decisions based on them having the truth and you being misinformed, at best misinformed. But let me know what you guys think. Tom Homan said, hey, if you want to be arrested, I can oblige, and I'm here for it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for everyone watching. The road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go. God bless.